We support crisis pregnancy centers and participate in their programs as much as possible, and other pro-life events. Here's a victory report. This is last month. Abortions are declining in Florida. The number of abortions, thank you, very appropriate. The number of abortions has dropped to the lowest point that it's ever been since 1997. Folks, we are winning the hearts and minds of young ladies despondent enough to even consider taking the life of their unborn child. We're also actively involved, not just in Tallahassee, but in grassroots organizations around the state. Many of you here help support the marriage amendment, and so we continue those relationships with pastors' conferences, grassroots meetings we're engaged in, trying to build coalitions. We're always working to build a coalition. It's very rare that we will ever charge out and do something without bringing in the Baptists, the Catholics, the Christian Coalition, and all the local groups around the state. We want to, as much as possible, build consensus when we go to battle on an issue. Many of you know about our Judicial Accountability Project, where we sued the Florida Bar to strike out the gag order to prevent judges from speaking out. Well, that lawsuit was not successful. However, just last week, the Florida Bar has announced that on their own, that the judges are now going to fill out an extensive survey to answer questions about themselves. We've ordered that survey. We're not sure what it's going to say yet, but it's institutional change because of what we did, and we're very proud of that, actually. And then finally, media advocacy. You know, it's no secret that the left primarily has all the primary media sources, but the conservatives are using the internet, we're using cable television, and we're using unique ways to actually get our message in. But we are on the cutting edge of being involved with anytime there's a quote needed and whatnot, we're there. I'd like to end by talking to you about our Strong Marriages Florida campaign, and you saw the video. And let me just say this, a lot of organizations either fight bad stuff or do good stuff. We're going to try to do both. Matter of fact, we are going to do both. We believe that Jesus both was prophetic and pastoral. We think it's a Christian duty to speak in truth and to love and serve our neighbor. And so, in addition to all the public policy emphasis which we have, which is the central focus of our organization, we have launched a 5-year cultural campaign we're calling Strong Marriages Florida. And our goal, as you heard, is to basically train 10,000 marriage mentors. These are seasoned couples who get minimal training. There are studies that show that mentor couples are even more effective when you can sit down across another couple and say, hey, we've been to hell and back again, and here's our story. Let me tell you something, that's effective. You have a husband and wife talking to a husband and wife. It's a very effective strategy. So we're working with the major denominations. We have churches. It's an idea that's just spontaneously happening. We're leading. People are following. There's a demand for it, and so we're very pleased about that. The second part of the campaign is community marriage initiatives. And you're going to hear from Richard Albertson later on. But they've seen remarkable results. We want to take Richard's example with Live the Life and duplicate it in 12 cities around the state. And that's just a drop in the bucket. But for the church community and in the city communities, we really want to transform the culture of marriage in our state. Folks, I just feel like when you look at them, the marriage rate is dropping. The rates of cohabitation are skyrocketing. The divorce rate looks like it's the same, but because the marriage rate's dropping, it's an artificial number. And they're not moving anywhere. They keep going. And so it's as if at some point there's going to be a collapse in the social order of such profound proportions that somebody's going to cry out and say, we need a solution. And in fact, Time magazine in a cover story last year talked about the crisis of marriage. And they talked about the widespread infidelity. So we feel that there's really is a national movement taking place to strengthen marriage. And one of the exciting things that we've done is we've developed a relationship with some of the officials in Chick-fil-A. They have a foundation called the Marriage and Family Commission, and so we've been able to develop a relationship with them. Tim Popaddock, I'm very excited to tell you about a strategic plan. Starting in August in the Palm Beach and Martin County areas, every Chick-fil-A is going to have this tray liner on their meal when they go in. And these stores, there's thousands and thousands of people going in at Chick-fil-A every day. But it's going to drive them to our Strong Marriages website, and they can get a free couple checkup. This is an extensive survey that's done by Life Innovations. And it's just, whether you're dating, married, or engaged, there's a track for each one of them, but it's just to help the couple see where are their strengths and where are their weaknesses. And it's very good for engaged couples, because a lot of engaged couples take the checkup and say, you know what? We're not supposed to be married, and that's a good thing, because we don't want people getting married that shouldn't be getting married. Better have a broken engagement than a broken marriage. But this is a very exciting thing. Spice up your marriage. Gentlemen, how many of you would go for the chicken sandwich alone? That's the point. That's the point. The ladies, you know why you're going, to get your guys straightened out. But this is a very exciting initiative, and we're pray for this, going to take place under Tim Paddock's leadership in Palm Beach and Martin counties. When they go to get the couple checkup, this is our Strong Marriages Florida website. That couple checkup right there on the right, they'll hit that, and that's the automated thing. This is a $29 value that they're going to get for free. If everyone, your receipt, when you go to Chick-fil-A down there, will have a voucher code. You'll type in the code, and they can take the couple checkup. Now, this is the closest that I'm ever going to get to feeling like Oprah, but every one of you tonight is getting a free couple checkup. Now, don't be alarmed if you're single or unmarried. For some reason, please serve someone that you do know and allow them to do this. You have till the end of June, is that right, Tim, to do this, and there's no charge to it. It's an outstanding tool to do with you and your spouse or your prospective spouse. So please take advantage of that. Finally, one final thing. One of the providential opportunities we had last year is that we launched our campaign in Tallahassee with a press conference, and not knowing it, providentially, the Smart Marriages Conference, which is the largest gathering of marriage experts in the world, came to Orlando last year. It was amazing. It's 2,000 of the nation's best scholars, academics, authors, pastors, counselors. I mean, it's unbelievable, the resources. Every marriage ministry in the entire country is there. Some of it's a little bit flaky, but most of it's outstanding. It's a secular event, it's not a Christian event, and much to our amazement, it's coming here a second year in a row, right here to Orlando at the Shingle Creek Rosen Center, right across the way. So this is going to be in your resource bag when you come out. Please take advantage of this opportunity. Great place to send a person in your church that wants to beef up your marriage ministry. If you want to be trained as a marriage mentors, the Smart Marriage Conference is a wonderful opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our pleasure to do what we do to fight this battle, to save marriage and families and the institutions that we hold, and really that God holds dearest to his heart. Thank you so much for your support, and God bless you. Thank you, Mr. President.